Okay. We'll have a moment of silent meditation. Pledge to the flag. Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'll call this meeting of the Monongalia County Commission to order. This August 27, 2025. It's a little after 10 in the morning. All three commissioners are here. And we'll start with our consent approval with our County Administrator, Renetta. Good morning.
Morning. You have 23 exonerations for $6,468.21. 5 requests to create new statements, $6,083.90. There was also a correction to the exonerations from July 30th, ticket number 312557. There was the vehicle was listed incorrectly. Minutes for August 20th, 2025. Vouchers, General County, $105,142.56. Chestnut Ridge Park, $4,388.63. Camp Muffley, $14,212.42. Mason-Dixon Park, $2,042.44. Recreation levy, $13,409. Opioid settlement, $9,516.56. Payroll, $1,268,562.47. Star City TIF, $8,400. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $36,932.30. Camp Muffley, $35.97. Mason-Dixon Park, $126.47. Assessor's valuation, $95.45. For a voucher total of $1,462,864.27. No budget revisions. Position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on our website, and fiduciary orders for August 20th, 2025.
Move to approve the consent and agenda items as presented.
Second.
The first and a second, all in favor, say aye.
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 We also have, sorry.
I'll say we have 2 additional fiduciary.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first is the estate of Clarence Miller.
Okay. So there was a claim filed by George Miller for funeral expenses expended, the amount of $10,180.41. It's my understanding the objection is that he has not been paid and has not really gotten anywhere with his claims on the estate.
Mr. Miller's here today. Mr. Miller, would you like to say anything to the commission regarding this estate?
Yes, please. You'll just come right up to the podium and just state your name and your address, please, and then.
Okay, my name is George Miller. I live at 567 Gilboa Road in Fairmont.
Okay.
I grew up over on 19 on Indian Creek. And I just wanted to let you know that my dad had told us that his funeral had been paid for, and he gave the money to the executrix that's there now to pay for it. And after his death, she went into the funeral home and run up about a $10,000 some bill with no intention to pay it. We grew up with those guys, we'll call them funeral home boys, just through my dad. He knew them. And Robbie, one of the boys that works there, called me and my brother and told us what was going on with this. And we had to pay it. We couldn't leave them stiff that,
Sure.
funeral home for that money. But she has, like I said, she has no intention to pay this. And my brother's named as one of the executors in the will, and I would like to see her be removed and have him put in there so that he can, pay all these bills. They owe not just me. I mean, his estate owes Mon General, and they owe this back taxes as well. So.
And I looked at the appraisement of the estate. It looks like there are some assets there.
Yes, sir.
That can be liquidated, property and some other things to pay these. I didn't
Absolutely,
see a
yes.
lot of cash, but it was mainly real estate and a car.
And I don't know if they're allowed to sell, to force her to sell the property, but like I said, my dad thought that all that was paid for.
Sure.
And it's just appalling what she's done. That's the only reason I'm in here.
Well, your petition just asked to be paid. What may be a more appropriate petition for you to file would be to actually file for removal of the executrix. So you can file that in the joint motion with the motion you've already filed. Because to
Okay.
send it to a fiduciary commissioner now, which we'd be happy to do, fiduciary commissioner is just going to tell her to pay it. And
Yeah.
then you're probably going to be in the same situation you're in if she's non-responsive to requests for
Right.
payment in the past. So while I won't tell you what to do, I would think the appropriate thing would probably be to request that, if that was your desired outcome, to have someone else appointed as
That'd
executive.
be great. Yes, sir. I'll do that on my way out.
So based on that.
Yeah,
so-
and I think that's probably the best way to expedite this.
Right.
Because as the commissioner said, if we appoint a fiduciary commissioner, he's going to look at it and say, yeah, you should be paid, and then
I'm
there's a
sorry, I
whole.
just recognized you.
How you doing?
I'm very
Good.
sorry.
Yeah, I know.
So there's
We
going
go back a little
Long
while.
time no see, Mr.
Right.
Bloom.
Yeah,
So there's going to be that's going to be another delay then to actually get her to do that. So it sounds like the more reasonable approach
Yeah.
would be to go ahead and file that petition to have her removed and to appoint whoever you're indicating, and then
should we table it
Could-
until
wait,
we get,
Could you go ahead and approve it to go to a fiduciary commissioner today, and then while that's happening?
then add,
Because there's going to be time for the appointment to be set for a hearing.
Yeah.
So could he go down and file with the clerk's
How
office?
quick would they be able to have a hearing? I mean, if he applies,
I don't
would
know
they
who
bring it back up
who's
to?
the fiduciary commissioner assigned. Do we know?
I don't think there is one.
not yet.
No, there isn't one assigned.
Oh, there
That-
isn't one?
That was the
Okay.
request. Now,
Right.
if we would first have the motion before us to remove, if one was so filed, we could act on that either with or without a fiduciary commissioner's recommendation, depending upon what was in that motion itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know that referring it at this point.
So there's a
Okay.
notification process. There would be if he files a petition to remove, it would be provided to all the parties, and there's that time lag where they either get any input, and then once they don't get any input, they send it up to us. What is that, 10 days?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
So then it would be sent up to us, and we can act on that.
Right.
At that point.
So I think it might be premature to appoint, to
Okay.
refer to a fiduciary.
If we know
commissioner
that
at
you're
this
gonna
point.
go down and do that. If you
Yeah.
apply for that, then we will hold off, and then probably 2 weeks it'll come back before us with the information, and we could make a ruling at that time.
Yeah, I applied in person for the first
Yeah.
petition, and it's easy. I'll go downstairs and do
Okay.
that as soon as I'm doing about face here. I'll head down.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that, I agree. So we should just hold off until,
Yeah, I don't think there's any action for us to take at this time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
won't take any action, and I think if you proceed in that manner, that would probably be the quickest way to get this resolved.
Okay, just for my sake, so I'm gonna go down and fill that out, and then what do I do? Just wait?
Yes,
They'll
right.
notify the commission that another petition's been filed to remove the executrix. Yeah.
And there's a notification
all
process where
parties.
they'll
Give some-
send
yeah.
it to
Okay.
all parties and give them like 10 days, I
2
believe,
weeks,
to
I think.
respond.
Right.
And then when they don't get any responses, they'll send it up to us to make a recommendation or
Okay.
refer it.
yeah.
Yep.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you,
It's good seeing
sorry for,
again.
good to see you
Thank you,
again.
Mr. Miller.
Take care.
Thanks for coming in. Next, we have the
State of Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones. So we
Yeah.
have a petition to remove Ethel Long, to remove Alana Harvey, and the petition was filed by Ethel Long. This was one that came before us before, and we gave 30 days for some action to be
Yeah,
taken.
nothing's been done. Nobody's contacted the fiduciary office.
Okay. And I believe the notes in the estate indicated that the executor came in to the clerk's office and was told the clerk that she didn't receive any notifications. They printed everything and handed it to her, and
Still
subsequently
nothing.
mailed it
Yeah.
again, and it came back returned again. So I think it's safe to say, based on those notes, that she's gotten the information at this point and hasn't done anything.
So the action in front of us is a motion to remove the administratrix?
Yes,
Executrix.
administratrix. yes.
Executrix,
Actually,
whatever.
executrix, because there was a will,
Yeah.
I believe, in this one, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I would go ahead and make that motion.
Second,
We have a first and a second. We have a motion, a first and a second. All in favor?
aye.
All right, so if we just direct the clerk to remove Elena Harvey as executrix. Any other fiduciary items or not?
No, sir.
Moving on, introduction to new employees, personnel changes. We have Sheriff Forbes here with 2. Come on up, Sheriff. Sheriff? I started to say Sheriff and Sheriff at the same time.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
We have 2 new employees to announce today. One is behind an accident on the interstate, will not be here.
Oh, jeez.
He is going to hopefully go see Tanya, though. So for the position, these are advertised positions for, what gentlemen you got? Transport downstairs. Josh Sanders and David Renner. Both at benefits eligible, at a salary of $32.65.54 per month.
Okay.
Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second.
So first and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And
Welcome.
also, if I could
Sure.
just get off the script here for a minute. You know, our administrative assistant of 25 years, Pam Bierbauer, has retired. Her last day is possibly today, tomorrow. By the end of the week, she'll be gone. While we are still accepting, or actually we've accepted all the applications that we have gotten, we are in the process of selecting a new person. But that's a pretty big job for, Pam was doing that job for 25 years. So in lieu of that, Tammy, come on up here if you would, please. One thing that we've decided to do is divide those responsibilities up a little bit, and that has made that Tammy has been elevated to basically the office manager in our office, which is just to say she's going to do some of those things. What I'm doing now is one of the things she's going to be responsible for, so she's here today to learn how to do this. Not that it's tough, but I just want to give Tammy the credit that she deserves for being the office manager, and she does a really good job. She's the one person in our office that can just do a little bit of everybody's job. So she's a great candidate for that title. It's a title job. That's what you do. You don't want to give people money. You tell them you get a new title. Just kidding. But anyway, I just want to introduce Tammy as the office manager, and hopefully there will be no problems moving forward with these types of incidents or these type of events.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Any other employees, Renetta?
No, sir.
Comments from the public? At this time, anyone from the public that wants to come forward and state their piece, you have 3-4 minutes at the president's discretion. Please state your name and address. And
Good morning,
there.
Judy Delagarza, 6003 Woodland Bluff Road, Morgantown, West Virginia, 26508. I'm basically here today, again, to talk about the Morrow project, because as many of you may have seen yesterday in the newspaper front page, the Gore, Dubs, Goose Creek portion of the Morrow has been, their letter of intent to file was submitted. And apparently there's been some confusion over all of this, and I just wanted to clarify with you all, because I would be asking you all to send your letter to the governor and the PSC at this point, but I'm seeking clarification if we should do that now for this particular line or wait until the quote-unquote moral comes out for their letter of intent. But First Energy is responsible for the Gore, Dubs, Goose Creek section. Next Era is responsible for the quote-unquote moral. However, this is all one line. I think the utility companies may be having a tete-a-tete on this, because I had, from the emails I've been getting, First Energy called the Dominion Post and said, retract that moral reference to our line. So there's a lot of confusion over this whole thing, but I guess what I'm trying to emphasize is that we really need to let the PSC know that we don't want any of this, whether they're going to call, First Energy is going to call it their GDGS line, or Next Era is going to call it the Morrow line. We don't want any of it because we don't feel it's necessary. It's unwanted, it's unnecessary. So FYI, I may be sending you an email to request that you send a letter to the PSC regarding this particular docket number, and then another letter when we have a moral docket number. And I'm just a little concerned because, I just feel that the companies have not been very forthright to the public. It was only 2 weeks ago that First Energy actually held open houses for their people in Jefferson County. So they've only had 2 weeks to try and understand this whole project, 2 weeks to get any comments in. And they're already, filing a letter of intent. So, and again, I'm just trying to emphasize that once the right-of-ways are established, there's no going back. They will be there forever. The companies will have them. So I know you all understand the importance of that, and we thank you very much for all that you're doing. And the West Virginians Against Transmission Line Injustice really do appreciate all your effort on everyone's behalf in West Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else for comments from the public? Seeing none, we'll close comments from the public. Let's see here. Next, we've got grants, none calling, okay. Correspondence, I know we have some, Renetta.
Yeah, something came in the beginning of the week. It's an announcement from the U.S. Small Business Administration Disaster Field Operations Center for low-interest disaster loans for West Virginia small businesses, private nonprofits, and residents affected by severe storms, straight-line winds, flooding, landslides, and mudslides occurring June 14th and 15th. We have a press release and some additional information in the office if anybody's interested. The office is actually located in Marion County, Fairmont State.
Okay.
And I have two. One was just referenced. We got an email from Pam Bierbauer indicating that she was retiring after 25 years, and I just wanted to note that in correspondence. And then the second piece of correspondence is the three commissioners got the email from Judy that you had just sent us. I believe you sent it Monday, basically asking us to send letters to the Public Service Commission and the governor, which we will certainly, if you could bring that up in staff reports as far as how we'll address that.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
And it's out in the folder.
Okay, great.
Also,
Thank you.
so we will certainly consider that in next steps forward. So that's all I have.
Tom?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. No more correspondence, moving on. No unfinished business, so new business. Sorry. Consideration to approve requisition number 27 for the University Town Center Series 2023A Property Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
The requisition is for $1,647.50. Those funds will be paid to Steptoe and Johnson.
Okay. Move to approve requisition 27 for the UTC Series 2023A Property Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
Second?
The first and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, consideration to approve requisition number 108 for the University Town Center Excise Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
This requisition is for $1,283.75, and again, those are paid to Steptoe and Johnson.
I move to approve requisition 108 for the UTC Excise Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
Second?
First and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, consideration of approval of a memorandum of understanding between the County Commission and the Town of Star City, providing for the approach for the design, construction, and equipping of improvements to sidewalk and related streetscape infrastructure in the town, and the utilization of tax increment revenues of the TIF district located in the town to pay for the costs associated with the same.
I move to approve the MOU between the Town of Star City and the Monongalia County Commission.
Second?
We have first and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And just for the public's consumption, the bonds on that TIF have been paid off. So essentially, there is no development agreement for the TIF district. So that's why this MOU is necessary to, there are still obviously funds coming into the district, and we have to put this MOU in place to do anything else in the district.
And this is a project to put sidewalks down University Avenue. The state's going to handle the handicap accessible parts at the places where they're appropriate. And it'll be a nice streetscaping project. All right, next, consideration to begin negotiations with the responsive vendor to RFP 2025 MCC 001 Monongalia County Center Solar Project.
Yeah, and I want to go ahead and just provide a little bit of description of where the RFP, of the history of this RFP. We released this on 6/18. We did a site visit on July 2nd. Responses were due on 7/23. We received 2 proposals, one from JK Renewables, one from Solar Hollow. The next step would be to do the technical evaluations of each proposal. So we independently, the evaluation committee, which consists of the administrator, myself, and Rachel Mitchell, our Mon County Center Director, we each independently evaluated both proposals. And then last Friday, we met to compile our results. There is a minimum score that's required per state statute and our RFP to move on to the next section, to the next process in the procurement process. And unfortunately, only one of the entities met the minimum, it's called a minimal acceptable score. So a entity not receiving that minimum score would be considered non-responsive and removed from further consideration. So due to the nature of the technical proposals and the results, opening the cost proposals was perfunctory because in the technical evaluation, there was discussions as far as how the finances would happen. So it was hard to really separate that. I mean, it was kind of known what was in the cost proposals by the time we evaluated the technical proposals. So the next step, which I recommend to this commission, is that we move forward with negotiations with Solar Hollow, who is deemed to be the responsive offer so far.
Great.
Is that a motion or
Yeah.
second? Okay.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have reports from elected officials and department heads. Star City, or Granville, sorry. Got Star City here behind. Joe, Delegate Statler, did you have something, or?
Wait.
Always happy to have Delegate Statler here.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Just quickly, I didn't come in for this particularly today, but I just wanted to mention, I believe you're going to take action upon it, the resolution for the 68-2 project that's going on. I serve as the liaison for Monongalia County along with John Deskins. And I just wanted to tell you that proposal's out there being circulated. They did meet with the DOH, I believe, earlier this week to take the proposal to the governor and also try and get the governor of Ohio in on this project moving forward. I can't report anything to you basically as to where it's at. I wouldn't make any assumptions of how far along it is or how long it will take for this to go. I think it's been 40 years to even get to this point. And we know right-of-ways is always going to be an issue, so I just want to make you aware of that it will go through some farming communities no matter the path. That thing has changed over the years. Matter of fact, at one time, it actually went through property that I own. And that was a long time ago with the exchanges that would have been out there to the western end. I believe now it's more going to be a southerly route that will probably go more through Marion County and the Mannington area. I don't know that for sure, but that's pretty much the talk. So just wanted to make you aware of it. Mr. Deskins and I still serve on that committee. And the bulk of what you see going on that project of 2 and 68 is the improvements to Route 2 going to Charleston. So that's where you see a lot of action moving. And I pretty much surmise that's where you'll see most of the action moving forward. So just wanted to give you an update. If you got any questions, the best we can answer them whenever you have them. Thank you.
Delegate Statler, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
we lost a good man yesterday in former House Speaker Tim Armistead and Justice Armistead and current Justice. And you knew Tim better than I did. I've only had a couple occasions to meet Tim, and I've always found him to be a very personable person. And he was a very effective legislator, and he was a very effective justice. Would you say a few words in regards to Justice Armistead?
I'd be honored to do that. I will tell you that, yes, I met with and served under and with Delegate Armstead at the time, Speaker of the House, and also Chief Justice. And I will tell you, he worked to resolve a lot of the issues that people don't normally think. And the one that really affected us was the issue with the Monongalia County Justice Center. And he worked hard to make sure that that moved forward, and there was some kind of a resolution came out of that. But when I spoke to Mr. Armstead this spring when we was in session, I knew he was coming up for some treatments for his cancer that he had. And I will tell you, I never dreamed. It hit me hard yesterday when I received a word that he had passed. 60 years old is not much anymore. And he had done so much for this state. Even on before he was an elected official, he had served in different capacities. I don't think people really realizes how much he's done, for the state of West Virginia. And he will be missed. And I would be remiss, not only did we lose him in the area, we lost Senator Muneer yesterday. She also passed away. And she served for West Virginia as a senator for a long time. I think she may have been the first lady from the area, I know that district, to serve in that capacity. So we did lose some strong proponents for the area yesterday of the state. She still served and talked to people about what was going on in the area. It was pretty often that I would receive comments from her about legislation that was before us down there and how she thought it would affect the area. So when you leave those roles, it doesn't necessarily mean you step away from them. And it was the same way with Tim. He was very limited on what he could say to us about different pieces of legislation, but he certainly would let you know if he felt there was something that you need to know that was into that area, good, bad, or indifferent. So I appreciate it, Sean, that you took the time to remember Tim and his family. His family, his wife, I believe she teaches at a private school, and I believe it's kindergarten that she teaches. As far as I know, she's still doing that, so.
Yeah, and Justice Armistead was critical in resolving that log jam where it was dispute over the rent.
Oh,
And that drug on for years. And
Yes.
we just weren't being paid rent because we couldn't get two sides to agree to it. And it was a hefty number. And he drug both sides to the middle, and we had to take a little bit of a haircut. The state had to give a little bit more, and he got that. I never thought we'd get that completed. It was just a big pain in the butt, and if it wasn't for his help. And he did that in spite of the first time he came to Mon County. One of the first times I met him was when we went to Longview. And we had to get out to Longview, and we were with Ronnie Lytle, and the only option was his pickup truck. And Ronnie, if you've ever been in the back of one of his pickup trucks, it's not inhabitable. And Ronnie just took handfuls of the stuff and just threw it in the bed. And Speaker Armistead didn't miss a beat. He just got right in. He wasn't put off. He sat amongst all that, McDonald's wrappers and stuff in his suit, and he laughed about it, and he thought it was funny. And then as we're going out there, Ronnie dropped down. Where's that drop down to get down below and go towards Granville? As you're coming out, you're leaving Star City and right there by that hot spot.
Davis or
Irvin's.
Irvin's by Irvin.
He dropped down there, and that road back then was like
Still
Beirut.
is.
It is.
And bouncing off there, and I'm thinking he probably thinks, what the heck am I doing here in this county? And, but, you know, he laughed about all that. And so he was a really good person, so thanks.
He
John.
was. He was quick in the area when you told him that there was something that you needed him to take a look at, so he would have personal knowledge of what was going on. He was very quick to make an arrangements to come up to see exactly what you were talking about. And he was at several different functions that was up in this area. And as the commissioner said, when it came front and center, was trying to come up to an agreement, it needed done. And actually, I put a proposal out there on the table that would have given you a bigger haircut just to get it moved, to move forward and make it interesting. And Justice Armstead said at the time, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to pay, you know, what was there and what was back. They worked it within their budget, and it was a considerable amount of money. I don't remember now at the time, but it was a considerable amount of money to take out of their budget for that year to move forward.
Yeah, it was like $200,000-$300,000.
It was, which, you know, that's a pretty sizable piece of change. But he would not hear, you know, I'm saying, listen, we want this thing resolved. We want it moved forward. And whatever we have to do, let's make it happen. And he stuck to it and got that, and got the rest of the justices to go along with it. So, again, he's been good to the county, was good to the county, and I appreciate everything he'd done.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Delegate Sally. All right, reports from County Commissioners. Sean?
Since our last meeting, we had staff reports last Friday, and then we had the solar project technical review tag up, and then we had the DOH exit 155 tag up. And Delegate Statler, you're in those meetings, but I don't think you've participated yet. But it's, if you want to catch up, they're very short. They're 15, 30 minutes. They're very short.
Actually, I caught the end of the one the other day.
Okay. Where we're at, and Ed Compton is doing a really good job of pushing the project. If anytime you want an update, just jump on those. Tuesday we had a JUMA tag up. That's the Joint Use Management Agreement for the Aquatic Center, and the transition for the management team at the Aquatic Center is proceeding well. Right now, they still have a little bit of a staff issue. They had a couple people leave, so they're running a little short. So if anybody knows wants a job in working a pool, lifeguard, various things, please refer them. Today's a regular day. We have one work session. Tomorrow we have a Milan Park Foundation board meeting, and then I have I had a Frontier broadband tag-up call, but it's going to be pushed to next week because Frontier's in the middle of the BEAD process. Friday is staff reports, or that DOH call, and a local broadband team tag-up. And Saturday is, it's hard to believe it's already here, but Saturday is the beginning of football season. When W plays Robert Morris, so looking forward to the start of football season. And again, thanks for your comments on Justice Armistead. Judy, we will take a look at your request. I'm intrigued by the different filing numbers with the PSC, so if you would forward us that. I think I already have it, but just to make sure, if you'd forward that information, and then if anything changes, also forward that to us, and then we'll talk about how we'll respond. Okay, and that's it.
Tom?
I have a couple issues. First, I'll hand this to you. I was fortunate, I was at Cheat Lake Rotary, and Frank Witt gave a presentation that actually tomorrow the KOA opens its second area, which is the tent camping and the cabins. And it's really impressive, and I do recommend that you go out and visit that area. The one unique thing that they have is the park pass that goes to 14 indoor and outdoor facilities, the aquatic center, and that is part of when you're there, you get the park passes on, which it really is a nice addition to our community. Second, I do want to thank Delegate Statler. We're going to be talking about this at 11 o'clock, but I've been working with him for the last 2 weeks on the Blacksville situation, and I'll just call it that, the situation, and we'll have a work session on that. But I do want to thank Joe. I asked him to take the lead because they were contacting me, and I thought Joe was a better person to handle all the different things that are going on, and he'll explain where we're at this time. But I personally, I went on the record that Delegate Statler has been really pushing this forward to try and find out solutions for that problem. And the third thing I do want to say, and I think we need to say this, I want to thank all law enforcement authorities for yesterday's response. From what I've been told, you hate to hear something like that. Unfortunately, it was a false shooting and it never happened. But what it actually did was get everyone have an experience of everyone working together. And I heard within minutes, everyone was talking to each other. They had the response out there. Everyone was working together. And unfortunately, we have to prepare for that. And this was a real good test run. And hopefully, we will not have to experience that again. But I want to congratulate all the law enforcement. Everyone worked together on that, and I want to thank them.
Yeah, echoing that sentiment, I'd like to just give a shout out to the woman that was on the 911 call. She was incredibly calm.
Yeah.
And talked to the person who she thought was actually in peril. And what we heard on the radio, that call was pretty impressive, the training out there that's done, and that those folks know what they're doing out there. So thank you for that. If I was in an emergency situation, I'm glad to know that we have such competent people out there that can help. I don't have anything else. So with that, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned.